looking 25 years back when I was young and was looking up to some guys at the Lewis Ford location that had the Ranger bass boat jackets on, and we had the fairground sale going.
Yeah.
And it was easy for me to buy in because we had a great culture then, and obviously we've got a very great culture here now. But it's the new folks and the look on their faces and hearing things that I've heard for 20 years that they've never heard, and that look of wonder, like, what is he talking about? So,
good morning and welcome to Crossroads Conversations podcast. Today we're live. We're here with the Lewis brothers, Matt, Shelby, and Taylor. And we bring you behind the scenes of what's going on with our business, Ultimate Challenge Talk, and we've got some great guests as well. So make sure to join in. Hey, share this out there so we can get it to even a bigger audience. But guys, we got to go over a little bit of updates before our first guest on where are we at with this thing. You know, we say 555 must be sold no matter what it takes. A few people have asked me, like, what does that mean? Well, it means we're going to get really deep and say yes to deals that we didn't last month, but will this month.
So just in case you don't know, normally we sell, this is a goal for a whole automotive group, Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington. We generally sell anywhere on a slower month to 325 to a busier month of 375 in the entire month of all the people and all the dealerships. So where are we at this morning?
We were well over the 300 mark, busting the 300 mark.
The actual factual 327 retail for all our car guys out there that are like, yeah.
No fleet,
The wholesale.
or dealer trade.
we shut the wholesale in there.
We'd have to move the number to like 1,000.
Yeah.
But this is 327 retail transactions, one at a time out there to Northwest Arkansas. At the end of the day, we're winning because we hit our goal, but the true winner is the customer, because I got to tell you, some of those deals they've brought to my office, I don't know about y'all's offices, you're like, I don't even hardly look up at them. I just look at it and I'm like, are they a local customer?
Do they have a trade?
Are
they financed?
Go do it and don't ask me about this again. Because it doesn't make mathematical sense.
No, because some of them are for huge losses.
Yes.
And you just have to understand that like thousands below what our costs is and able to hit that number.
Yes, there was multiple times on Saturday that I came in. Have you ever seen that clip of Tommy Boy whenever his hair's stinging straight up? Shelby walked up to me and was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just comprehending, just trying to make it math out in my head. He's like, do the deal, move forward, move on to the next deal.
So
That's what we do.
you've heard us talk about the specials and the reasons to buy. One of the things you're going to see when we bring guests on this week, just like last week, is it starts internally. What does our culture look like? How do we get the team ready to go? What does it mean to the team, this ultimate challenge? Because collectively, it takes all of it. It takes all the employees. It takes all the internal culture, the prizes, the fun. Today's Tuesday. That's Taco Tuesday.
The food truck just rolled in.
Okay.
They're going to start frying up the tacos, getting everything ready. The environment never stops.
Hey, you might see some of our swag. We'll get deeper into that as the show goes on, but you'll see the Stanley Cups there. You know, that Sunday win it for the Stanley. We also have winning on Wednesdays. And then we'll get into these two.
PS5, you skip over that because you're not a PlayStation person. They're a PS5, and they just...
Parents won.
Yeah, the parents won because we got a babysitter full time.
That's right.
Kayaks, canoes, TVs, Stanleys, a grill, a solo stove.
Yep.
Socks, Stanley Cups.
All the good
That's
stuff.
just kind of the start.
All the good stuff. Now, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Go back and see any of the previous episodes where we dive into all things business, leadership. We help to support you to grow your local business. Of course, the past couple of weeks we've been live here, which is a whole lot of fun. So you can see real-time action, what goes on in our business and how we continue to encourage, support, motivate, and push our team as it goes on.
Yeah, and this is point of sale back here.
Check it out.
Away from a microphone, but just so you understand, remember, it's the ultimate savings, up to $20,000 off new vehicles. It's the ultimate selection, over 1,000 vehicles to pick from. And we've already sold 325 cars so far. And so we have to continue to replenish. We talked about last week the used car influx. It was over 100 new used cars. So if you were here last week, chances are there's 100 new. It's the ultimate trade value because we have to replenish. So up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book. And it's just ultimate interest rates. There's an automatic 2.5 point interest rate reduction. Rates starting at 0%. So that's my elevator speech of what it is.
Since we've got a little bit of time here, I'm going to pull a couple things out of your elevator here, okay? So we can talk about, when we talk about we've replenished our pre-owned inventory, I don't want anybody to miss that. From last Monday, so in just a week, we acquired an additional 100 pre-owned vehicles. So think about that as you're driving down the road and you drive past pre-owned lots. How many of them have 100 on the lot? We got 100 new ones. If you were in here the week before, you never saw 100. Now we'll sell those 100 this week and get another 100. Why do we tell you all that? Because even if we don't have exactly what you're looking for, there's a pretty good percentage we're going to trade for it. And these are local trades that we know the buyer.
This is like you're asking for the Pathfinder, the old lady driv.
Yeah.
You don't need the Sunday car. That's what these are. Because the stuff that aren't good, we still trade for them.
We do.
We just don't put them back out there for everyone to buy.
So the easiest way to know our fresh stuff is follow our socials and our guys there. And then the other amount you talked about, but I don't want to skip over this because not everybody does this. We went to all of our financing sources and said, we have 555. We need you guys to step up and help us with that. So they gave us an automatic rate reduction exclusive for Lewis Automotive, just for the sale. How much was that off?
It's 2.5 basis points. And the easiest way to know that is what we get is what you get. So if you're approved from the bank for a 4% rate, that's what the customer pays. And in case you don't know, in the state of Arkansas, you're allowed to mark that up, which most people do.
Yes.
It's a source of income up to 2.5 points.
So every dealer is not going to do a buy-sell, what they would call there. If we got the buy for
Majority
4%.
will not.
And if you ever wondered if you went to your bank, more than likely you're not going to get the same rates that we do because we get to leverage all those books of business, lump them together, and get better incentives like the 2.5 point reduction. What do you say we bring on our first guest?
Let's do it.
Let's bring on our first guest, Joey. Welcome to the podcast.
Make up? Is this the time for that? Now, go ahead and get all your sponsors out of the way. First of all, I'd like to thank Red Bull. I moved that right here. This is the cans for this coin. How many do they normally send you? They don't send me any. Typically, you sound bitter. I look for the 2 for $6.
Yeah.
At the local gas station.
Yeah.
Walmart delivery. Or how long does that normally last? Oh, it's pretty quick. 2 to 3. It's by noon.
So besides the Red Bull, how many ultimate challenges have you been through?
I've been here 14 years. It took a little hiatus of 10.
Yeah, so 10 of those ultimate challenges. And of course, you knew what to expect.
I did.
But we had some new team members because we've grown. We moved from across town. We've grown. So we had about 100 employees that had never been through an ultimate challenge.
And it's super hard to explain to people what is going to happen. You can tell them all about it, but their eyes just glaze over and they're like, there's no way that happens.
Yeah, like,
take every deal. There's no way that you're going to go bump the inventory up this much. There's no way that you're going to pay more for your inventory. It just blows their mind. So,
we saw that when Ultimate Challenge started. So that first week, the veterans, the ones that had been through it, they kind of jumped out to a lead on the leaderboard in sales. While everybody else was like sitting there waiting, going, hey, I hear the hype, but what's really going on? But we've seen them kind of cultivate and then rise up because they're like, shoot, I better jump on.
Yeah, there's a ton of, this is probably the fastest start we've ever had. I would say typically like we're a little bit behind, but right now we're all foot on the gas, and it's the new guys just stepping up and seeing what's going on. So
they really do. What does that look like behind the scenes? If we took all the listeners out there and went behind the scenes, talk a little bit about the culture, how it feels different in the month of March during Ultimate Challenge versus a February or an August or something like that.
Well, first of all, we get our salespeople jacked up first thing in the morning, and it runs all throughout the day. It's about noon. You have to really look back and say, hey guys, I know you feel like you've worked an entire day already, but it's the halfway point. It's time to kick it into second gear. Here's your halftime adjustments. Let's go get it. And that's probably the biggest thing, is just getting people throughout the entire day to realize that it's like that all day long, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
There's no, hey, honey, I'll meet you at dinner at 7 o'clock. It's out the window.
That's right, isn't it? Hey, tell me, so when a salesperson has brought you an offer or a deal that doesn't make sense on paper, or that maybe they're used to you telling them no, maybe in February or last December, and they bring it to you in the month of March and you say yes, what does their nonverbal communication look like?
Well, I can tell you at the very beginning of the month, I had salespeople saying, hey, this guy called me and made me this offer, and I didn't even take it to you. And I'm like, why not? Why didn't you take me the offer? And they're like, there's no way you would have said yes. I'm like, get the customer in here. Let's look at the deal. Let's drive the vehicle, make sure it fits their wants and needs, and let's say yes to the deal and get you started, get you rolling for this month. So there's a huge difference in the way that they're thinking and the way that they're acting now.
That makes a ton of sense. And I think that if we took people a couple more layers deep behind in the business world out there, is that starts from top down. So you'll hear us, you'd come in and we would talk about, hey, you need to do this, bring us those offers. We're going to take offers we hadn't taken before. But then our actions speak louder than our words, and that comes from us. And then we've even had some managers that hadn't been through it before, like, are you sure they're really going to do that? And it trickles down because at first, it's no, I know you're into horses now, it's no different than a horse testing you.
Like,
You know what I mean?
My horse is a lot different. They're a horse. So good night. What in the farmers
We're off the track.
Trait for
All right, so where were we at?
So understanding of how you deal with your show horse versus how you deal with Mac, and how, you know, that your different horses and how you handle them and how you motivate them.
So first of all, going from the manager standpoint, like in the meetings, it's, hey guys, why didn't you take this deal in the very beginning? Then it goes down to the salespeople, like, hey, we need to bring more deals in. We need to say yes to more deals. Who did we have in this weekend that we were missing on a trade-in, or, have called my buyers, out-of-town buyers, to see if they'll give more money for it, and just digging a little bit deeper for each and every one of those guys. The people that are at 15 already for the month, and the guys that are at 4 or 5 for the month, you're working just as hard for them, maybe even a little bit harder for the guys that are at 4 or 5 to get them going, get them boosted to the 10, 15 raise.
I think that's the point. If you're managing a team out there, and Joey, I'll let you expound on this a little bit, but if you're managing a team out there, it's not just you set the goal and you're there to support them. It's helping everybody, from your top performers that have been here for a long time to the person that just started a month ago. It's figuring out where each of them are, tracking them, and then what can you do as a manager to help elevate each of those to hit their goal. Because when you throw a lofty goal like this out there, everybody's got to be hitting.
Everybody has to hit, and they all have to participate. They all have to stretch their goals. And, as managers, we've all been here for a long time, so we all get those customers that come back to us for each and every Ultimate Challenge. They say, hey, I'm ready to participate in the Ultimate Challenge. I want to be a part of it. Who's going to be my salesperson? Because they know that I'm not going to sell them the car, but I'm going to get them with somebody. So, like you said, you look at the scoreboard, you see who's where they need to be, who's struggling to get to where they need to be, and you help that person to elevate a little bit more, and hopefully that extra deal pushes them to bring you 3 more deals.
No, that's good. That's good stuff.
Absolutely. So before we shove you off here to throw the next person on, anything you want to say, Ultimate Challenge, why, how, where, or not any sponsors?
Sorry. No, we've got to hit 555. There's no option. It doesn't matter what time it is. And hopefully at the end of this, we're celebrating 600 and making the goal 600 next year.
Let's go. So how did they get a hold of you?
You can reach me at 479-595-2602, or stop in the Used Car Super Center, the Starship out there.
Let's go. I love it. Thank you, Joey. All right. So as we're working on the next guest, I wanted to give you a quick scoreboard update of our top 5 producers.
Let's talk some stats. I like
You guys talk stats. I knew you'd like that. So leading the cake so far, as of the morning of the 18th, we've got Chad Fed at 19.5.
Shout out at Chad for 19.5 sold.
Just right behind him, halfway through, right? Halfway through a month. We've got Anthony at 18 sold so far. Okay. Behind him, you guys got to see him last week.
Okay.
Third place, not far behind, is Brandon Russell. This is his first Ultimate Challenge, I do believe. And then your fourth, you've got Ken Serratos, who's been doing it many a times, at 15.5 there. And then you've got Lyle, another first-time Ultimate Challenger, at 15.
That's big.
We got a bunch that are down below that, but that's our top 5.
I love some of these younger guys, and I had to throw in an interject in there. Sure. Because it's fun to see for the first time. You hit Brandon Russell, you hit Lyle in there. It'll be 7, 8 o'clock at night. and they're ready to go all night long. I'm like,
I love that.
I love that. And I'm like, oh, hold on, I gotta
Hang on, let's get some more started. Quick still tripping.
But I love that new part of our team of everybody new that's in there that's being successful, that's really helped.
Yeah, because below that we got Matt Gross at 14 that's new. We've got Nick Caldwell that's new. We got Bridges that's new. We've got
rolling.
Isaiah, Code Red, Kyle, bunch of new people.
Hey, I will tell you for the stats right there, because I was looking over as you were going through them. We have 12 salespeople already over the 10 sold mark. Now, why is that important? Because NADA, the national statistic is the average amount for salespeople to sell in an entire month is between 8 and 10. We've already got 12 over the 10 mark at the 50% level.
Love it.
And one of our common things we'll say internally is we're focused on helping others achieve their goal.
Yeah.
Because, and I know the three of us would agree on this, but the listeners need to hear this. We're never sitting down talking about what do we want to personally achieve.
Correct.
It's how can we help all of our employees achieve their goals, because then ours will be taken care of.
Yeah, it's the same theory you've talked about that said, hey, help enough people get what they want.
Yep.
In return, you get what you want.
Absolutely.
That's this whole thing. We got another guest?
I think it's time for our next guest up here. And we thought we'd throw a little bit of a curveball at you, because you think Ultimate Challenge is just about the sales, where we included fixed ops as well this year. So fixed ops this year is included in the Ultimate Challenge. We're welcoming Tre Forgusen right here, who's our service director.
How you doing?
Trey, camera's right there, so make sure you're looking ahead. Okay, pronunciate. Say hi to your family.
I'm on. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
No, we don't have time for that.
there.
So as Ultimate Challenge goes on, we'll start with this as well. You know, you see it in the service side, all the hustle and bustle and everything going on. Does the atmosphere, does the culture feel different during the Ultimate Challenge than, say, a February or a June?
To the normal person, probably yes. I mean, I would say because everything's ramped up and we're trying to get it going.
Okay.
But mostly no.
Mostly no.
No, because we try to carry the same consistency through every month.
But as far as in the dealership, do you see more activities going on? More food trucks, more events, the inflatable.
Taco Tuesday, double food trucks on Friday, events on the weekends. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
So the intensity is up.
Absolutely.
The intensity, same culture, but the intensity or the frequency is up.
Yes, sir.
You're one of the great ring leaders, and I never know what it's going to be, but I know it's going to be something, okay? When we have a day that's themed, whether it's a Cancun Friday or yesterday was St. Patrick's Day,
Oh, yeah.
you're bringing the attire that's wild and crazy. And most people would think, oh, the service department, that's all stuffy. They don't ever do anything fun.
No.
But you lead the way as the team leader, and you might have a new pair of Jordans or a new outfit. So
And I have special Jordans.
Well, it's important just to participate. And the truth is, I'm just going to be honest, you know.
Please.
I kind of feel like a children's cartoon character. You know, they go to their closet and they look in their closet and they got the same shirt that they wear every day. So when I have an opportunity to express myself, I like to do it. And so I try to pass that down to the rest of the team.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. So then, but then you see that bleed over, because you've seen other leaders not lead by example, and then their whole department's not dressing up for the Halloween.
Yeah.
They're not doing this. When you do that, then people are having fun.
Absolutely.
They're having fun.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I don't care if you're getting your car worked on or you're buying a new car. It's about people want to do business where people are having fun.
Yes, sir.
And they're thriving and they can enjoy the experience.
Absolutely.
All right.
So you're a great example of that, of even non-verbally, how you bleed off and you lead your department by example.
Well, thank you.
This year with Ultimate Challenge, it's a little bit different because we've incorporated parts and service to a whole new level, right?
Absolutely.
So we had all new incentives internally, and we won't get into that for your employees. But for the customer, because at the end of the day, they hear this is going on, but they're like, what's in it for me? You got a special announcement for tomorrow.
Oh, man, we're doing $50 off on oil changes on Wednesdays all through the month of March.
Okay?
$50.
$50 off.
Okay.
Whoa. No kind of, you don't have to bring a coupon in or do none of that. You don't have to go clip it out the paper.
Okay.
Just come on in and we'll give you $50 off.
What about, do I have to have an appointment?
No, sir. No appointment necessary at Ford or Chrysler.
And that's due to our new facility and the way we can efficiently handle oil changes. So on Wednesdays, if you're listening out there, bring each of your cars in your household. That's fine.
Absolutely.
The send a limit one per person.
And we also have mobile service too. So,
Okay.
and we can come to you and do it if you can't get down here. We have pickup and delivery on the Ford side. So, if you're too busy, you're stuck in the office, you call us, we'll come get it and bring it back to you.
Not only that, if somebody's looking, spring break's next week for most schools, I believe.
Yeah, I'm going to Cancun.
Okay.
Friday.
That'll be like Friday. Just a one-day vacation internally. Bring it to you.
Yeah.
So when people are thinking about traveling, they've got to make sure that their vehicle is roadworthy. It's going to be safe for their family. One of those things we look at each time we walk up to our car is the tread depth on our tires.
Just say,
At both Ford and Chrysler right now, we got a tire program going on,
buy
Doc.
3, get 1 for $1. And that goes through the end of the month at Chrysler and through.
Hang on, rewind the tape. Buy 3 and get 1 for $1. Now, I'm going to play the customer part here, okay? I'm assuming that's only on one size of some brand I've never heard of.
Oh, sir. It's like,
Tell 'em.
pretty much Michelin, BFG, Toyo, Cooper.
I'm in.
I'm gonna be honest with you that CDJR has done, Stellantis has done that for a while. Ford, this is kind of their first time in it, and so we were reading through all the exclusions because they didn't want to get in a situation where we're like, hey, you're baiting and switching people.
Yep.
And we're like, is there an exclusion on the amount or the size or the brand? And we were going through it. It's like, no, if somebody wants a new set of 42-inch tires,
Yep.
let's go. And then the customer might say like, okay, they inflated the price of the other 3. No, I can guarantee you our price match guarantee on the other 3 tires.
Yep.
And then the fourth one in CGR is $1. It's free at Ford, so it's $1 cheaper at Ford.
Well, shout out. Say it like that. Hey, I will tell you, I'm going to take Shelby's comment there, and I'm going a little bit deeper. I did find a couple exclusions.
You did?
Okay. 44-inch Super Swamper boggers are not on the program.
Probably because they're not sold.
That's the only one I saw. And then number 2.
Is that a pretty popular tire?
No, I was just digging through all the fine print for the customer. The number 2 one, if you want all-out drag tires, they're not on there either. But everything else, it's on there.
Fair enough. You would only need 2 of those anyways.
That's
You know what I mean?
for sure.
Hey, but your department, you're ramped up. You got more advisors, more technicians to make sure that we can efficiently and correctly take care of the customer's needs in a timely manner.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. No, we
So they can see you here in Fayetteville off of exit 65 or 67, whichever one you want to take. Exit off here, pull straight into the service drive. We're eager, ready to help you.
Hey, tell them about what they get complimentary every time they come here. Almost
nice.
always. Talk about the sticker.
Well, hang on, because we can come get you some free water.
Okay.
We have free coffee and free some kind of
Sparkling water.
sparkling water. You're welcome about that. And then you can also, I don't know.
And then what about their
Tell them meat and potatoes.
But you can we also do a free car wash.
Okay.
So you come in and that doesn't
Complimentary?
cost you anything. It's complimentary. We do put a little sticker on your windshield that just
So you can be part of the membership
I
club.
love that way. We don't harass you when you come in. We'll just do it automatically, and you don't have to ask at all.
Okay. And then also, when they first pull in, you get an alignment check as well.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Yeah, you'll see it on the monitor above your head whenever you pull in there, and it'll be green or red, and we should point that out to you if you need any.
This is what I like to point out, and correct me if I'm wrong here, okay? It's okay. You can call me out on the podcast. When people come to get a oil change with Lewis, they get a lot of things actually, that you wouldn't find at any other quick service place. We do a free alignment check as soon as you pull in, so you can see if your vehicle's in or out of alignment. We do a complimentary car wash. Okay, we use OEM spec oil and all the stuff. So even on the $50 off tomorrow, we're not cutting the products we're using. We use an OEM filter. We do a multi-point inspection for no additional fee. We house all your records for you for no additional fee. And you get factory trained certified technicians going through all of this for the same price.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Okay, anything else you want to leave them with?
Nope. Other than I've been here since the first Ultimate Challenge, and I'm glad it's back. So awesome.
Well, thanks for being on. We appreciate you coming in today, for sure.
So take your water there.
I think it's important, as we had Trey on, is Ultimate Challenge continues to grow. Like he talked about, $50 off the oil changes on Wednesday. So come take advantage of that. Don't forget about that tire program. buy 3, get 1 for free, or get 1 for $1. And it does include all the different brands out there.
All right, so before we transition into our next one, I got to mention last weekend, a little bit of a carnival atmosphere going on.
So good.
We had Carol with Macaroni Kids.
Yeah,
and
shout out to her.
All that was going on.
killed it.
She brought the thunder, the spring fling. We also had the Wood Brother NASCAR. And I love this. So it was here, and it was full spec NASCAR. And so they were here Friday and Saturday. And then from here Saturday, they went to Vegas on Sunday.
Okay.
And they won the entire race. So Wood Brother Relations, shout out to those guys. That was like the classic old school. What did you say yesterday?
Yeah, the classic old school was, if you win on Sunday, you sell on Monday.
Because it used to be the car.
It used to be production cars that race.
They race, and then you could come buy it on Monday. So shout out to Wood Brothers for being out here and being part of that. And that, I think, is just a little taste of what's coming for this weekend.
You know we're going to have fun. You know we're going to bring the atmosphere. Hey, we got a question from our audience out there. We appreciate you putting it out there. Put the other ones you want us to answer. They said, when is they called it the waterfall thing.
Because we've talked about
what we
it
talked
on a water slide. They're talking about our tower, right?
They're talking about the car tower. So when you drive up and down 49, it's silver and glass. It's 4 stories high. They want to know when that thing's opening and what it's about.
Yeah, I have that same question.
Shout out to anybody at the city if you could help.
We appreciate you, and we'd love to have it open for the Ultimate Challenge. So it's a vehicle storage facility.
Yep.
And it was just a cool and creative way for us to be able to display our latest and greatest models. And so it's surrounded by 3 sides in glass. It's lit up. Everyone wants to know how you get a car in there.
Yep.
I tell mainly Dukes of Hazzard and just ramp them up in there.
Long time on there.
But it does have a 4-story lift. It's 48 feet tall. It displays and looks so well. When we surveyed building our dealerships real quickly, over 100 different dealerships in 10 years, I saw a couple of those. Very rare to see them. I said, we have to create that to show people driving down the road, something's different here. So then we can get them here, and then they're like, whoa, it's different outside and inside. So hopefully it will be open the next few weeks.
Yep.
You know, if all things go as planned, but there's been plenty of things that keep it from as planned. So here's how you will know when it's open.
Yeah.
It'll be full of cars.
There'll be cars in there. So you see 4 cars stacked in there as you're driving up and down the road. Really cool, nice building, you know, adds to the overall look on the interstate. It allows us to show off some pretty neat cars. We have some cool themes going on with that. I think that's a great example before the next guest comes on, where, you know, you'd done a ton of research on that and took the idea from somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's what business and life is about, is like share ideas, find somebody. I think that one, it was in the Georgia area.
It was in just close. It was in Tennessee. And so I called the guy and said, hey, do you have a quick 5 minutes? I can pick your brain. I promise I'm not trying to sell you something. Tell me about your car tower.
Yep.
Generally, what do you think it costs? And generally, would you do it all over again? If you knew exactly how much it cost, would you do it again? And he's like, absolutely, for X, Y, and Z reasons.
You bet.
And so then we were able to leverage off that.
You know, I like operating a bulldozer just like anybody else, something about just making a path. However, there was a paved road right next to it.
Yeah.
And that's the example of what we took there, is we found a great idea, researched. Generally, people in the U.S., they want to help others out.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not a direct competitor and they want to share that information. So that's what we took. We put it in place.
Yeah.
So that was just a great idea. We could go into hundreds of those, but we got our next guest here.
Let's go, Brandon.
This is a longtime Lewis Automotive employee. He'll be able to talk to you about not only Ultimate Challenge, but he can even talk to you about the fairground sale. You guys welcome Justin to the day.
Come on, Jay.
Buddy. Yeah. Hey, tell the camera a little bit about yourself.
Been around for a long time. I started in October of 1995, so long time.
Good.
About 10 years. But had a lot of cash. Yeah, well, time flies when you're having fun.
No, that's a lot.
I bet it's Ultimate Challenge time, isn't it?
Yes.
It's Ultimate Challenge. So now you've helped us in service before, and in sales, and now in finance, and you're one of those guys that rise to any occasion that we ask them to do it, help us in all the stores, and we appreciate that. But how does it feel different? Now, we're always fun and positive people, but how does it feel different in the month of March internally?
The new faces and the excitement on our new team members, and seeing looking 25 years back when I was young and was looking up to some guys at the Lewis Ford location that had the Ranger bass boat jackets on, and we had the fairground sale going.
Yeah.
And it was easy for me to buy in because we had a great culture then, and obviously we've got a very great culture here now. But it's the new folks and the look on their faces and hearing things that I've heard for 20 years that they've never heard, and that look of wonder, like, what is he talking about? So, but it's exciting to see the new guys come up, and it's exciting to still be here and be a part of it.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hey, Shelby talked earlier in the intro. I don't know if you caught that or not, but one of the things that we get to do during the Ultimate Challenge is we get to challenge our finance sources. And we say, hey, we got to sell 555, and we need your help in order to accomplish that. And, you know, Shelby went over that, hey, some of them committed to at least a 2.5 point reduction on rates. So you're in finance right now. That makes a big difference on payment, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes, it does, absolutely. It gives us an edge, and a lot of dealerships up and down the highway aren't set up the way we are in our F&I department. Our F&I department is geared toward putting the customer in the best position on the loan and just providing the best product out there. And in our Lewis Guarantee, the 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain we offer, that's double the factory powertrain warranty. That's huge. I mean, imagine a car that's 9 years old and it's still under a powertrain warranty, and you didn't have to pay anything for that. So we bring big value, and in the finance office, it's no exception. We're very competitive. And we've got a great relationship with lots of banks, and because of the tenure of the Lewis family, you just pick up the phone and they see it's Lewis Automotive. It makes a difference.
Have you been able to put the fulcrum on any banks, you know, just like the Ultimate Challenge them at 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock?
And we have.
You know what I mean? I heard you on the phone. I walked by. You're standing up. Hey, listen, we're only 2 away from our goal. I just sent you 10 other deals today. Hit approve.
Yeah.
Tell the audience behind the scenes. Don't hold back.
It's not as Wolves of Wall Street as you might think it is, but it's pretty intense. It's sometimes when we need that last deal to hit that goal, to keep on pace with our goal for the month. The banks are happy to help. Most of them are eager to help and want to help, but you do have to push up a few of them every now and then.
And you'll do that for the We're not even talking about pushing the customer. We're talking about pushing the bank so the customer will win.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when you've got a relationship with a bank. Even if you've hit a few bumps in the road, we can usually pick up the phone and get and find that forgiveness and make that thing happen, make the deal happen. Where another dealer up and down the road, who knows if they can make that call and do that or not.
Because the thing that you can do that nobody else can do better than anyone else is hit them with a flagship story of being with them for over 50 years.
I wore these poor guys out with the flagship story, but that was the way I built value.
Absolutely.
That's how I built value.
What do you mean the flagship story? Can you give them like a 30-second flagship?
Yes, we were at the time when we had our old Ford store in North College. It was the big glass showroom floor, and I always thought it was like the Dickens Village Ford store that there was no other dealership like it in the world. And so I would tell people that in Northwest Arkansas, we really were the flagship Ford store because it was built in '69. It was built when 71 Business was still a dirt road. And I just thought that was crazy. And so that was the way I would tell the flagship story. Like there's really no other competition. You're doing business with the first one. You know?
So you could give them confidence. They were at the right place. They were getting the best carry, the best deal.
Absolutely, for sure. That was important. I felt like it was important for people to know that we're not just a holdings company trying to make a buck in the car business. This is a legit family-owned, multi-generation. That building was built in 1969, and you can't go up the road and find that.
No, that's what really made the difference. Whenever you're asking, whenever you're in there digging for something, for a deal or anything else, and I always love getting in there with our banks or finance sources, I'm like, no, don't push me off. Listen to the story. We're different. This is how we handle our customers, and we've got a goal. And we've even seen it this far into the month. The bank's like, hey, I'm here. You're during your big sale. I want to help you. What can I do? So they want more.
They want to be a part of
That's a really big deal in a world of technology. Sure. And we all love technology, but we often push our team at every level.
We like socks.
We like socks. We do contests for socks, but we say, okay, the systems say, because we have a lot of systems that are tied together. Here's the customer, here's the deal structure, send it to the bank, and what did they say? And we can quickly send that to up to 27 banks. So then we can easily shop this rate versus this rate and this carry versus this percentage. But then we say, we feel like there's more to this deal. And by that we mean a little bit longer term or a little bit better rate. And we say, pick up your phone, Justin, put your trucker headset on, call them, tell them the flagship story. It's Ultimate Challenge. We've got 2 more to hit today. And that's where the team is really digging in. As a customer, you get to benefit from lower rates, better term, better carry, all that.
It matters. It makes a difference. When you get them with breaker 1.9, you have your ears on.
Right.
Those that know what that means, they want to help you.
And that's not deal 550.
They're not letting the computer make the decision on the loan anymore. They're looking at the deal and they're gonna try to help.
Yeah, because you reassure like, hey, remember, if a computer could do it all, you on that side would have a job and I wouldn't have. So hey, let's keep our jobs relevant. Let's get together and make a deal.
And that's what a lot of people I'm sure do. But the fun part for us is to let the computer do what it's going to do, and then pick up the phone and see how the lender has a chance to react when he's got a live person on the phone. And we challenge that callback from the bank and we ask them for a little bit more help. It's a lot easier for them to want to help when you're challenging, what everyone else just lets the computer probably take care of. So
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect point that a lot of people miss is we've talked about customers wanting to do business with people who are successful. Like, let's just think about it. We want to go to the ball game with the most successful team. We want to go to the sold out restaurant. We want to go to the venue that's packed that there's a waiting list for.
Yep.
It's the same thing in business. People want to do business and be connected. Like, oh yeah, I did business during that Ultimate Challenge. I helped them hit their goal. But it's the same on the other side when you start talking about vendors and resources that a business uses. They want to be part of the success. So nothing's wrong with asking those finance sources like, hey, we're on our way to Ultimate Challenge. We need your help here. They want to help you accomplish that.
Right.
I got to talk about the socks y'all heard.
What's the deal?
So Saturday we launched a contest. And here's what I want to tell business owners out there. These are our all new socks. Okay, now these are socks, but they're cool and they're swag. So we've got 3 different ones. We got the old classic design there that Shelby's got. And then Taylor's got the one that's the Sasquatch or the Bronco or the Jimmy
Bigfoot.
This one's got the bright yellow, the blue, the red. So and that's the old school one.
I see those. What is the school?
Yeah, much older.
Those are like essentials. They're slugger. I follow this guy.
Don't want to be the corner.
So you can feel the excitement about these things. So you release those Saturday, right?
We did. We released them Saturday, and Justin's going to talk about it. But instead of a money spiff for salespeople on who sold the most cars, who made the most phone calls, we said, hey, for the first 10 sales for Saturday, you get to pick a pair of socks.
Yeah.
And some of y'all are thinking like, it was an absolute feeding frenzy, and people were rushing to finance. How much pressure were you getting from the sales people? Like, get my customer in here.
They looked like their flight had backed away from the gate, and they were chasing it out across the tarmac trying to get them to the socks. It was like, please don't leave me. They were so fired up about the socks.
You're questioning like, why would men or women get fired up about socks? I mean, when's the last time you went on new socks?
Yeah,
like yours are from 84.
They are.
it's like when your buddy gives you a hat.
But it's the same thing. You go to, I'm going to go back to the ball game, and people buy the hats and the jerseys or for your kids' team.
Yes.
People like shit. I'll tell you this.
T-shirts
We got down to one spot left Saturday. One spot left. And we had 6 deals that were approved, waiting to go to finance. 6 deals. It came down to the wire within now. In order to win the socks, your customer had to have signed through finance, and finance had to load it into our software, so we had a time stamp on how to track it. That's how big of a feeding frenzy it was.
Yeah.
It got down within 15 seconds of an entire car deal. We're not talking about shooting a free throw. An entire car deal.
Think you talked anybody out of a pair of socks?
No, absolutely not.
They're like, Justin, no flagship story today. I need socks. I need this.
No, because we were running lean and mean. Everybody got a fair chance to get the socks.
Hey, the good news is we got more socks.
We do have more socks. And then this cool swag, you'll see the Stanley cups. Check that one out.
Yeah.
You'll see the Stanley.
My wife.
These are holidays. I don't.
She can drop it in the still.
So on Sundays, we do our Win It Sunday where we have the Stanleys. Stanley Sunday. Thank you for fixing that.
Yeah.
Stanley Sunday. So that'll happen again this next Sunday. So check these out.
This right here, that's custom.
But then tomorrow, not only with the $50 off oil change, we also have a Win It Wednesday.
Yeah, I think they're a TV or a kayak.
Okay.
All you got to do is go to our pages, Lewis Ford or Lewis Chrysler Jeep, Springdale Ford or Lewis Farmington. Just pick one of those and follow the instructions.
Okay.
It's going to be comment or share tag one of your buddies for an extra chance to win there. And you get to continue every Sunday and every Wednesday, redo that. And I want to give you a cheat code.
Okay.
If you do it on Ford, go do it on Chrysler. Go do it on Ford. Go do it on Farmington, and you'll get entered in all those.
You really will. Hey, Justin, thanks for joining us today. Any takeaway, last-minute comments?
What do you got?
Let's get them. Let's finish let's hit our goal.
Okay.
Get some socks.
Hey, we appreciate having Justin on right there.
Yeah.
Hey, it's always fun, and we want you, the audience, to see many of these names we brought on are familiar faces that you've done business with for a long time. We take a lot of pride in our employee retention.
Yeah.
One of the biggest compliments I can get from a customer is not necessarily like, hey, I got a great deal on that car, or they fixed my car up. It's like, man, I really appreciate that all the cars I've bought over the past 2 decades, the same finance manager has done my paperwork. That builds trust.
It does.
Okay, that builds confidence. Or the same service advisor is taking care of my parents' car and my car and now our kids' first car. That builds trust, that builds retention and loyalty, and that's what our business is.
That's the same, the cheers theory. We talked about it multiple times. You want to go, people will pass other stores.
Yes.
If you can bring that excitement and that value, so when they walk in and they say, Mrs. Smith, how in the world are you? Hey, I've got your coffee ready for you. We're going to clean up your car. We've got this. We've got your shuttle vehicle. People want to go where people feel value.
They do. They want to be a part.
And so that's what's going on.
And we talk about that, and it's all within the process. No matter, it's in service, it's in sales. We talk about a red carpet delivery and these funny signs, everything we have. But I brought one of these set today. So kind of like this, but you're taking the delivery, and it doesn't really matter. The other day, a lady didn't want us to post it, but what I did is I took a picture with her phone and gave it back to her.
Okay.
So she could catch it whenever she bought her new car. But we get them out of the red carpet, roll it out, and we get signs like this right here that says, I'm a repeat customer at Lewis Automotive.
So good.
And they love it. And then we have it from I love my Bronco, I love my Jeep, I bought my first car.
I was just looking. That's my favorite. I was just looking. We took these sayings of people, happy customers, what they say, that says, hey, about and then they get to hold up, says, I was just looking. They're on the red carpet with their brand new vehicle. Do you think they're going to be excited?
Oh, you know they are.
Do you think they're going to tell people?
You know.
So we have like 45 different ones of those all over the dealership so people can use as, and businesses don't miss this opportunity. Guess what's in every photo? Our name. So if they forget to tag where they were at, if they forget to mention who it was, it's in the picture, right?
See, I'm going to give them a cheat code. Most people don't do this. We've talked about it. We don't mind sharing anything we do with anybody out there. Here's why. Most people they're not disciplined enough to do it. They'll hear it. They'll be like, hey, that's a great idea. So another one's coming behind me. But the power of social media, do you know the stats say that 90% of customers forget their salesperson's name within 1 year of purchasing? So I can beat 90% of all the other salespeople out there by just reminding people who I am. Social media automatically reminds them with the photo. It's like integrated automatic. Why are you holding a $100 bill up?
Because it's not real, because it's jumbo. So most of our business comes from repeat and referrals. So repeat, you bought from us before and you want another car.
You bet.
Then come back to us. Referrals, so you came here, had a good experience, sit on the red carpet. Then we say, every single person that you send here, we'll hand you one of these.
One of these $100
Hey, yes, sir, I appreciate you. So you didn't have to do anything. You just said, hey, do you enjoy your car? Did you enjoy your good service? Send everyone to me. Tell them to say that Taylor sent you, and I will send you $100. So then we got to think, we're handing out. Joey that was on here earlier, when he sold cars, and we laughed about this. Taylor loves this part, but 1 year in 2016, when he sold over 240 cars, he made a big deal about it because we wrote out over $20,000 in checks for referrals to customers. And so then he made the big deal that he had given out over $20,000 in referral checks, which he wasn't wrong. He gave them He gave them out. And so then we got to thinking, well, we're missing the ability to market that we've handed out all that money. And so we said, let's make a huge check. And so we got with a local sign company and said, can you make that? And they said, reprinting money's not. They said, well, just change something, change this color or something.
Put your face on there.
So that's just another cool thing of marketing and fun. And so you hand it to a customer with their real check and say, I want to take a photo. You mark it with it. They feel special and you get to win.
Hey, you know what the hidden thing is there too? Is that not only do they see, the average person has over 600 followers on social media. So all of a sudden you take the excitement of them, all their friends see it.
The power of confidence. I don't realize that.
Hey, I don't mind sharing with you how to win because most of y'all won't do it anyway.
I challenge you too to do that. And if you want to be part of it, Lewis Automotive,
Oh yeah, we'll help you with
that. We'll embrace you with that.
You bet. Hey, this has been a fun one today. I hope you guys enjoy getting behind the scenes, hear from some of our employees. So it's not like, hey, we hear the Lewis brothers saying that, but do they really do that within the culture of their dealership and in their organization? None of those guys that came on today knew what we were going to ask. They weren't scripted on what to say. Actually, they were a little bit nervous because they didn't know what we were going to ask. But you could see it was real, and what we talk about trickles down through our entire organization.
Hey, most importantly, make sure if you haven't already, however you're seeing this, make sure you go to our social pages, whether it's Instagram or Facebook.
Yes.
And you'll get to see our specials. We're posting those every single day. So Lewis Ford Sales, Lewis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Instagram or Facebook. You'll see those specials today. And those are kind of the not on the internet specials. I go to Taylor every day, say, hey, give me the special. And so then we release that video, and the shelf life once that release has been less than 6 hours.
I think that's a great point. We talked about all those trades earlier. It's going to take about a week for us to get those online, and as far as like getting through the shop and cleaned up.
Yeah.
So if you follow our socials, we'll have a single picture of like we just traded for this. Don't sit there and think like I'm going to wait till they get all more description. It'll be gone.
It's like you're waiting on Zillow for that 5-acre lot to pop up.
Yeah.
It's not. It's happening on a side section. So we're giving you that behind the scenes, that 24 to 10-day advance on those specials or those trades. So make sure you follow someone.
So same thing happens on new as well. We'll get an extra allocation and we'll work one through the system from the manufacturer, whether it's a Raptor or if we just got the new Ram. We got a mega cab in this morning that's a 2500. It's not going to be on the internet for a while because it came through another channel, but you would see that on our socials.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, hey, thanks for joining us again today. Any final thoughts you guys got besides come help us hit the
No, hey, guess what? For lunch, come by and get a taco. Guess what I'm going to do while you're getting a taco? I'm going to wash your car for you and not charge you anything. So come get your lunch, come hang out, come have fun. Let me clean your car and just come by and see what it's all about.
Ultimate Challenge 555 must be sold, and you need to be part of them.